Beauty is not about perfection, beauty is how you feel, and if there's one celebrity that embraces that, that would be Kate Winslet. In today's video, we're actually doing a recreation of this picture up here. I'm gonna be going through step by step each product that I use to create this look. It's based off of like this picture. Just from seeing this picture, I did read a few articles and I did get some information about some of the makeup products that she used, which I will leave everything in the description box below in case you're interested. So she feels most beautiful when she's around people she loves and not so much when she's all glammed up. There's one celebrity that's been pretty consistent with rejecting unrealistic views for women. It's been Kate Winslet. So she has a very low maintenance signature routine. When I was doing this research on her, I only really found like there's one makeup look that she wears. And it's pretty much the look that I have on right here. And for her makeup, she keeps it very polished and not too heavy. She's very effortless, very natural, soft makeup. And that's why her beauty is about enhancing, not masking. So first we're gonna start with her eyebrows, and she has never plucked her eyebrows, so she has very natural looking eyebrows. You can see that in this picture that I'm gonna be leaving right up here. And just for reference, this is the makeup look that I'm looking to replicate. So she has very natural looking eyebrows. I do not have very natural looking eyebrows, so what I did is I went in with this Patrick Ta brow pencil here in taupe. It has a head on it that looks kind of like this. And then with this brow, I went in and I made like hair-like strokes just to kind of make it look more natural. I'll show you what I did on this brow here. So I'm gonna come over here and I'm just gonna show you how I just kind of follow the pattern of the way my hair grows, and I just kind of bring it up and out. So it makes like these hair-like strokes coming through it. Okay, and then here, up, just keep bringing it up. If you go over the top a little bit like that and this, that's fine too. Like you can make it, that'll just make it look more natural. And then in the front part here, like just kind of bring it, you don't have to, like just kind of go back and forth, like making little tiny X's maybe, and just to kind of make it look natural. And just kind of brush it up just to really make it look natural. And at this point, if you have like any type of brow gel that you want to put on just to kind of keep them in place, I would do that. Based on the picture that I'm doing, it looks like she may have laminated her brows up a tad. Okay, for the most part, everything is very, very natural, okay? Some days she doesn't even wear makeup. She's more about, again, somebody else, it's more about how you feel throughout the day. It's not so much about how you look. So that's a really good message to get, right? You should feel good, right? You definitely need to put your eyebrows on and maybe a little lip color, but it's really more about feeling your best self. So her eyeshadow is very natural. For the sake of today's video, I'm not quite sure what eyeshadow palette she used. I'm going based on what I'm seeing in this picture, and it looks like it's just a very natural, soft look. So I'm going to be using this 111 palette from ColourPop. I just picked this up the other day. This is a drugstore palette, and I'm actually loving it. And I'm going to be using this taupe color, and which is called Perfect Harmony. I'm going to be using this one, the one right above it, which is called Protection. And then I'm going to be going to do a little bit of this pink shimmer across the entire lid. I'm going to take my Yano brush here, the 06 brush. You can see it kind of looks like a paintbrush. And I'm going to go into this color here. I'm going to go into this color here and just kind of coat my brush with that, knock off any excess, and just go in and go right across my entire crease with that. Just kind of making swirly like motions. She has a hooded eye. So if you do have a hooded eye, it's been my experience that anybody with a hooded eye, the brighter you go in the eye, the better off you are, because the eye is already closed up, so you don't want to go too heavy on your lid part. You want to brighten that part up. But where you have the hood, which would be here, you do want to kind of make that be pushed back. You don't want it to look too light there, if that makes sense. You want to kind of add some depth to that part of it. but not too heavy, just enough to kind of push it back a little bit. I'm gonna take this flat brush here. I'm gonna spray it with a little setting spray. I'm gonna go right in here, and I just dug my nail into this. I don't recommend doing that. I'm gonna go right up here and tap out that shimmer and put that right across my lid here. I'm just gonna pack that on right here. Go ahead and do the other one. Again, this is definitely a makeup look that I embrace. I love the natural, very soft, breathable looking makeup. Then I'm gonna take this MAC brush. It is a 226S brush, I believe. You can see it has like a bit of an angle on it. And I'm gonna do a liner across my lash line, right? I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna take this color here, this taupe color, this first color, which is called Perfect Harmony. And I'm gonna just kind of dab my brush in there. And then I'm gonna go right across the lash line, like here. Just kind of pressing that in there. And this will kind of give it a more smudged, very natural look. And then if I want, I can pull it out a little bit, but I'm just going right across that lash line with it. And it's not too dark where it makes the eye look too harsh. It's just light enough. I did see in one of the articles that she does like using for the red carpet, and just so you know, for a lot of the red carpet looks, she does her makeup herself. Lisa Eldridge has also done her makeup for different events too. I don't know if you know who Lisa Eldridge is, but she is on YouTube here, and she is a professional celebrity makeup artist who has her own makeup line, and she has her own jewelry line. And I'm gonna go across and do the other side over here. All right, so it's not too heavy. So this gel liner that she uses is like a pen, right? And it's like, it would look like this, right? One of these pens that looks like that. And she goes and she kind of brings it very close to the lash line. And that'll just kind of give it a little bit more drama. But for the most part, she's, you know, she's pretty natural with her makeup. But I do enjoy her entire style. It's a very effortless look. It's very more natural. It's nothing too overdone. She's definitely a spokesperson for women, and she has mentioned in a few of her articles that she doesn't like the labels that they slap on women, especially as they get older. No, which we all kind of knew that, but it's nice to hear a celebrity come out and just kind of verbalize it to, you know, the general public. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna take that same color, that Perfect Harmony, and do on my lower lash line too. And I'm just kind of dabbing it in there, just a little bit. And that's pretty much it with the eye. I'm gonna go in, this is a clean brush, and I'm just gonna kind of blend it in a little bit more. Okay, so when it comes to foundation, the only information I was able to find, and I'm getting a little suspicious of this one, she's also a spokesperson for L'Oreal, which, don't get me wrong, L'Oreal has amazing products, they really do, and their foundations are amazing. I know so many makeup artists who love it. And she uses the True Match line, which I think she said she purchases 2 of them and kind of mixes them together. So I'll leave a link to all of these products down below, as well as all the products that I could find that she uses in the description box below too. And again, the purpose of these videos is for me just to recreate a look that I'm seeing on somebody that, you know, has a natural, more makeup look. For today, I'm actually going to be using one of my favorites is this Estee Lauder Future Hydra Rescue. It's a moisturizing makeup, and it has an SPF of 45 in it. And this is in the shade Pebble. And this is like, I can't even tell you how many times I've purchased this. It comes in a tube that looks like so. It has this little pump up top, and it's a moisturizing look. I love it because my skin is dry, and this time of year my skin gets very dry. I'm going to be using this primer. I could not find any information if she used a primer. I did find a lot of information on skincare though. And again, I'll leave all that information down below. I'm going in, and this is the Soft Focus, no, the Photo Finish, and it's, you know, it's a blurring primer, and it kind of goes in and smooths out any of those fine lines, which, by the way, she has fine lines and she embraces them. She doesn't believe, again, in doing any type of reconstructive surgery on her face. She believes in growing old gracefully, and that, you know, we should just worry more about how we feel and feeling confident in our skin rather than trying to change any imperfections that we might have. She believes that we should just embrace these imperfections, and I wish I had that. I wish I had that same mentality. Okay, so I'm gonna take one pump of this. I'm gonna go in, looks like so. You can see it's very lightweight. I'm gonna take my foundation brush and I'm gonna go in there and just coat that entire brush with it. And I'm gonna go over here and put that on. And have you ever seen a foundation that's a better match than this one? It's like perfectly matches my skin tone. And again, it's in the shade Pebble. And I love this. It doesn't settle into my fine lines and pores. And it's very hydrating on the skin, but yet it lasts all day. Plus it has an SPF of 45. And you can tell by her makeup look, it's just very natural, right? It's very effortless, it's very soft, it's nothing is too harsh. So that's really what we're going after. So bronzer is definitely a key step in her makeup look. So she uses Sunstalker from Fenty. I'm gonna be using this one here from Chantecaille, and it's in the color Sienna. And I'm going to take this brush here, and I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna coat my brush with that. And I'm just gonna kind of go around and lighten up a little bit, just to kind of give my skin a healthy glow. All right, ever so slightly. She said once she was on the set and she was in filming and she was sitting in a chair and they told her to sit up straight because her rolls were showing. She said that, you know, that's who we are. That's who I am. That's part of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the idea that you have to be perfect, like it's really like and especially the idea that you have to be perfect if you're a woman is like, it's really crazy, right? You know what I mean? Or you have to be a certain weight and just look the certain way all the time. It's like life is way too short. Like you want to be able to look your best, feel your best, right? But you don't have to worry about every calorie that you're putting in your mouth. And I don't know, like I feel like I've spent a lot of time, you know, not enjoying things around food, fear that I'm going to either gain weight. Okay, next we're going to go in. I was not able to find out what concealer she used, but for today I'm going to be using this NYX Serum Concealer. This is a drugstore concealer, and if you're in the market for a concealer, this is a really good one. I have to say, it's very lightweight, and it has really good coverage if you need a lot of coverage. I'm going to take this F1 brush here by Mario, and I'm going to go in, and I'm just going to I'm just going to go underneath both eyes with that and just kind of lighten it up a little bit just to conceal any imperfections. And this will also brighten my under eye a little bit. And I brought it up a little too high there. And if you want, you can kind of run this across your brow line, right? And that will kind of brighten up that a little bit there. And just so you know, if you swipe, you will bring, like this has a tendency to be a little heavier. If you swipe, you will remove some concealer, but if you dab, you will just be pressing it into the skin. So it depends on how much concealer you're looking to put on, right? So just so you know, and I always go in here just to kind of brighten up that inside here where I get really dark right in here. Okay, and then just press it, and then you can bring it out here, lift it up towards your hairline, and that will kind of give it a more lifted look too. And then again, I'm not putting any more on here. I'm just going to run this, I don't know, across my underneath my brow there, just to kind of brighten that up a little bit. Okay, next I'm going to take this pencil brush, this Rephr pencil brush. And I'm gonna go in, and just based on this picture, it looks like she has a little bit of highlighter there. I'm gonna go in and take that pink color right up here, and I'm gonna run it right underneath that liner there. I'm gonna go a little bit right in here, and I'm gonna go right underneath here. She gravitates towards blushes that just kind of bring some life to her face. She uses this one from Chanel. I do not have it. Chanel's Contrast. It's a beautiful color. Again, I'll leave a picture of it up here. For the sake of today's video, I'm going to be using this one here from Milani, and it's called Berry Amore. warm and cool at the same time, as it has a little bit of gold in there. And I'm going to take this brush here and I'm going to go in there and I'm just going to dab, and I'm going to go up in here and I'm just going to give myself a little bit of blush up and through here. Okay, you can see that that brought a little life to my face for sure. So she's very vocal about how the industry treats women, which I appreciate. She was once told to sit up straight just to hide her stomach. We never put these labels on men, we just put them on women. And isn't that true? I mean, my entire life I've been fighting these labels. So of course mascara is a must. So the mascara that she uses is a Lancôme mascara. I'm going to be using this one I just picked up. And you can see it's a trial size, and it's the new one by Benefit, and it's called Bounce. So it was buy one, get one free, and I picked one up for my daughter because she was going away, and I was like, oh, I'll see how I like this one. So you can see it has this nice little beveled brush on there. I'm going to go in and I am going to put my mascara on. And when I go in, I go right down to that lash line, especially because I didn't put anything on my waterline today. I'm just gonna go right close there. So you can see how that opens it up. But I like it. It's very, it goes on very soft. It's not too messy. So for her highlighter, she likes something very subtle, nothing with too much glitter in it, just sort of like a candlelight glow. And I'm gonna use this one here. This is from Fenty Beauty, and it's this stick highlighter. And you can see that it's very subtle. It's not too crazy. And I'm gonna go across here and here. Okay, and I'm going to take that blush brush that I use and just kind of dab that. You can see it just gave it a subtle glow. It's not too much. So for her lips, she uses this one here from L'Oreal. I'll put a picture of it up here. It looks beautiful. If you're interested, it's actually on sale now on Amazon. I'll leave the link to that below. But it's more of a creamy, effortless type look. It reminds me so much of the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, which is like a classic. In today's video, I'm going to be using this one here that's very close to the color. It's Le Beige from Chanel. It's a long wearing lip. You can see it looks like this color here. And based on the picture, where's that picture? So it's very close to that picture. I am going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I'm going to use the lip liner. And then I'm going to use the Chanel Le Beige and fill it in. So this is a long wearing lip, so I do have to let that dry for a few minutes, and then I go over the top of it with this like clear gloss. If you do like long wearing lipsticks, this one from Chanel is very nice. It goes on very nicely, it lasts throughout the day, and it doesn't feel tacky or dry on your lips. I'm gonna hop off the camera, I'm gonna come back and show you my final look. Guys, so this is the final look. Again, this is the picture I'm looking to replicate up here, and you can see how just something as simple as changing your part will change the whole way that you look, right? Let me know what your thoughts are on this makeup look, if you're a fan of Kate Winslet, and what's your favorite movie that she did. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you gained any value from this video, please consider subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video.